Good afternoon and bon appétit. Distinguished guests, dear delegates, and dear friends and colleagues. After our 3G breakfast this morning, I am now delighted to welcome you at today's Luncheon event, which is a very special one because it is today dedicated to recognizing outstanding contributions in fostering 3G diversity. And 3G, you know, it's geography, generation, and gender within the space sector by presenting the IAF Excellence in 3G Diversity Award to an IAF member organization. When I announced my IAF Global Innovation Agenda 2016-2019 2 years ago in Guadalajara in Mexico, one of the initiatives we wanted to develop as part of the 3G diversity focus was the creation of such an award, which is the only IAF award given to an organization rather than an individual. And the work was led by our esteemed IAF Vice President for Diversity Initiative, Marie Snitch, and I ask you to applaud her. It has been done with a strong support of our IAF Secretariat. Marie was indeed instrumental in defining requirements and selection criteria for this award and in setting up a dedicated committee to review applications and nominations and do the selection. And once again, I would like to express my sincere thanks for the enthusiastic work, the thorough review, and the profound selection done by Marie and all the members of the committee. I hope that the recognition through this award will be inspiration for all our IAF member organizations to focus even more on the importance of supporting and creating a diverse workforce, and we look forward to honor many more award winners in the years to come. Last year in Australia at IAC 2017 in Adelaide, this award was presented for the first time, and the award winner was the Mohammed bin Rashid Space Center of Dubai, that we will meet again in 2 years when the IAC will take place in Dubai. And now, with no further ado, I would like to hand over to Marie to introduce the award in detail and announce this year's winner. Once again, thank you very much and thank you for being here. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And I just want to add to Dr. Legal's very gracious remarks that when the 3G initiative began under his leadership just 2 years ago in 2016, the idea was that this was such a critically important part of the agenda for the IAF going forward that it deserved an award. And so our very first course of action was to establish the 3G Excellence in Diversity Award. As Dr. Legal mentioned, our friends from Dubai received the award last year. Of course, they will be hosting the IAC in 2020. And fundamentally, when you look at the various requirements or the mark of eligibility to receive this award, the fundamental thing that any organization must demonstrate is that diversity is part of their culture. It is part of their strategic way of doing business and has been for some period of time and is sure to be going forward in their strategic plan. And so last year when WBRSC was awarded this, they were a great first example of this award, and we congratulated them. And today we want to congratulate and give a huge round of applause to the Space Generation Advisory Council for being the second annual awardee for this distinguished award. I'm going to ask Huntington the Cookman to come forward. So there'll be a presentation and then the award.
Awesome. So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. Thank you very much for joining us today to the 3G Diversity Luncheon. My name is Clémentine de Cockman. I am the Executive Director of the Space Generation Advisory Council. And first of all, may I first say that it is a tremendous honor for SGAC to be here today and to be here with you to celebrate diversity altogether. We are honored and humbled to receive the IAF Excellence in 3G Diversity Award. And on behalf of SGAC, I would like to thank the International Astronautical Federation for recognizing diversity and for recognizing the effort of SGAC to promote diversity. We would also thank our supporting organization, Planet, IISL, Blue Origin, Secure Foundation, and Lockheed Martin for their support today. So, for the people who know SGAC, I'm sure that you would have noticed the diversity among our membership in terms of gender, geography, and generations. And when asking our members what is diversity to them, here is what they answered. I would like to particularly cite one of them from one of our members in India, who said, "Space is the future of humanity. It has numerous mysteries, and people from different backgrounds, different culture, speaking different language, collaborate and work as one. It has got the power to unite the world and beyond." Diversity is really at the cornerstone of SGAC's activities. As Mary mentioned, this is part of the strategy of SGAC. This is part of what we do every single day. It all started from our creation in 1999, as SGAC was created by the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs to facilitate the continued participation of young people from all over the world in space activities, in particular for young people from developing countries and young women to participate in space-related activities. Since then, SGAC has a huge network of people. We represent 15,000 members around the world, and we are represented in 150 countries of people passionate by space. SGAC also represents some statistics. We have 31% of women in our network, 40% of female volunteers in the SGAC executive team, and more than 40% of women attendees to each and every one of our events. SGAC is also about people, about those people who constitute our team or constitute the governance of SGAC, and without whom the success of the organization wouldn't be possible. They represent SGAC in the 6 regions of SGAC: Asia Pacific, Middle East, Africa, Europe, South America, and North America and the Central and the Caribbean. In addition, we have more than 100 national points of contact who are bringing SGAC to their countries and to their regions and organize amazing space activities around the world every year. Our regional coordinator and national point of contact are also one of the reasons why SGAC is so diverse. I know some of them are here today. I would like to ask them to stand up, please, so that they can be recognized. All our regional coordinators and national point of contact. Thank you. The network of SGAC is not limited to its members. In fact, a large number of professionals and experts contribute to the success of this organization. These senior members follow the events and project groups as mentors and are a source of inspiration for their younger colleagues, enriching the network with their heritage and knowledge. SGAC's advisory and honorary board reflect the diversity of its advisors, who comes from different regions and different backgrounds in the space industry. SGAC is also about generation. We have about 7,000 alumni and founders that counts our network and who will always remain part of the SGAC family. In particular, I would like to address a huge thank you for the founders of SGAC and the previous executive directors and chairs, because they represent the foundation of SGAC, and the groundwork laid in previous years has allowed SGAC to continue to be the largest international network of students and young professionals in this industry. The success of this year wouldn't be possible without their continued support as well. SGAC regularly organizes alumni activities in order to offer our members to connect with them. For example, we organize every year an alumni event at the IAF spring meetings in Paris. SGAC not only brought individuals but also institutions, industry and academia from all regions as partners. Each partner brings a unique view of space topic, providing SGAC members with valuable insight and skills that are unreachable through traditional learning paths. SGAC has the pleasure to work with more than 100 partners worldwide, from the industry, the private sector, the universities, NGOs, and more than 10 national space agencies. We treasure our relationship with them, and it is thanks to their invaluable support that SGAC is able to grow. Diversity at SGAC is also represented through its global, regional, and local events. With more than 40 events per year, SGAC is putting its best effort to provide opportunities for everyone to get involved in space. Some examples of the countries of our previous events include Vietnam, Thailand, Nigeria, South Africa, Uruguay, Peru, Mexico, United States, and much more. To each of those events, an average of 40 different nationalities are represented, which creates a diverse group of delegates and is reflected in the quality of the outcomes. The diversity at SGAC is also represented through its scholarship opportunities, with more than 140 scholarship opportunities per year for its global and regional events. More scholarship is definitely more diversity for SGAC. This is why we need your support to make it possible. Finally, there are two people without whom the success of SGAC would not be possible. These are the chairs of SGAC, Arnaud and Matteo, who work tirelessly to make SGAC a success and give countless hours to the organization. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. Thank you very much. Yes, so I would like to invite on stage with me every SGAC members, every SGAC partner, every SGAC alumni to join us on stage for a picture.
It's going to be a big crowd.
Yes, I think so.
Others, please come and join in the presentation of the award. Oh, and Dr. Legal, would you please come forward? It's a big crowd. This is going to be possibly going forward the largest that we will ever see, the largest awardee presentation. So on behalf
closer please.
all right.
We have a narrow wide
on behalf of the IAF and 3G University, congratulations on receiving this award. Thank you. Now, everyone, there is going to be a premiere showing of a new video, Fostering Diversity, that was created to recognize the Memorandum of Understanding that was formed between SGAC and the IAF at the Paris Spring Meetings, and it recognizes that strong relationship going forward. So please enjoy.
IAF and SGAC fostering generational diversity. After years of working in parallel, the International Astronautical Federation, IAF, and the Space Generation Advisory Council, SGAC, have decided in March 2018 to partner up in order to further promote and improve generational diversity in space. The young generation has everything the space field needs: the thirst to constantly learn something new, an experimental approach in research, the need to excel and impress, an up-to-date knowledge of technologies, and most importantly, a very innovative way of thinking. This is the basis of development, of evolution, of innovation. Both IAF and SGAC have been working to facilitate the inclusion of the young generation into the space field. Today, they unite efforts to support not only students and young professionals in their professional development, but also the organizations that employ them. The IAF was created in 1951 to establish a spacefaring world, cooperating for the benefit of humanity by fostering dialogue between scientists of all ages around the world. In particular, the IAF offers to the young generation the Young Professionals Program, organized by the IAF Workforce Development Young Professionals Committee, comprising a series of events for the young professionals each year at the IAC, such as the IPMC Young Professional Workshop and the Young Professional Networking events, where they can meet, exchange and network with peers and experts from the space sector. The IAF Emerging Space Leaders Grant Program, providing grants that enable students and young space professionals to participate in the International Astronautical Congress, IAC, the Young Space Leaders Recognition Program, recognizing exceptional students and young professionals who demonstrate leadership in their academic or early careers. The IAF Student Competition, rewarding the best papers presented at the IAC, and the Luigi G. Napolitano Award, recognizing young scientists below 30 years of age who have contributed significantly to the advancement of the aerospace science and have given a paper at the IAC on the contribution. In addition, in 2016, the IAF President Jean-Yves Le Gall developed the IAF Global Innovation Agenda, and one of the most important points is focusing on diversity. Foster the principles of 3G diversity within the Federation and the space sector: geography, generation, gender. In order to implement the 3G diversity focus, an international platform for diversity and equality in astronautics, IDEA, has been launched, providing a framework for an intensive and open exchange on diversity and equality aspects. On the basis of IAF 3G IDEA, events of different natures are organized throughout the year, focusing on 3G diversity topics. The focus of these events is to contribute also to further increase the involvement of and the offer to the young generation within the Federation and its activities, and renewing the IAF mentoring program. Alongside, the SGAC was created in 1999, whereby states resolved, as part of the Vienna Declaration, to create a consultative mechanism to facilitate the continued participation of young people from all over the world, especially young people from developing countries and young women in cooperative space-related activities. As an organization run predominantly by volunteers, SGAC has proven itself to be the platform for the future space workforce. This is implemented through SGAC's international, regional and local events, which provide its members with opportunities to expand their knowledge of international space policy issues and engage with current leaders from space agencies, government, industry and academia. Diversity is at the cornerstone of SGAC's events, with an average of 40 different nationalities represented and 40% of women attendees. SGAC's scholarships, which enable participation of its members in various events around the world. SGAC continues to exceed its targets in terms of number of scholarships, presenting an average of 120 scholarships and awards per year to students and young professionals from over 40 countries. SGAC also hosts IAF Emerging Space Leaders Grant Program awardees to the Space Generation Congress. SGAC's 8-year-round project groups, which enables its members to further develop their thoughts on key topics of relevance to international space community. With its project groups, SGAC tries to showcase topical diversity in its activities and engage further with students and young professionals with diverse background. SGAC's professional development opportunities through volunteer roles within the SGAC team. The SGAC's and the IAF's missions not only promote diversity as a concept, but result in actionable outcomes from them that will bring a positive and brilliant vision for the future of the international space sector. This new partnership between the IAF and the SGAC ratifies the engagement the space community is endorsing to freshen up and open up to the new generation. This cooperative and accessible world the IAF and SGAC intend to form together will set in motion a virtuous cycle of solidarity and reciprocity that will keep nurturing harmonious relationships. The SGAC and the IAF are the embodiment of community engagement, where now more than ever everyone is welcome to join. Visit us on our website.
Outstanding video, and thank you to IAF for producing that, and it was sponsored by Lockheed Martin. Before we close, and before we go to our very last, very special presentation, I have a couple of statistics that I want to share because it's very relevant to today's lunch. And I just picked these up to show that every day the IAF is practicing 3G diversity. So the gender segment of diversity for this Congress, where 6,500 registrants are attending, the gender diversity is 23%. The geographical diversity should be perfectly distributed to show that we are truly diverse, and so we don't have a large segment, at least I'm not reporting on a large segment from any one country. And then our generational diversity is 50%. 50% generational diversity. 40 years in number, I think we're called. So before we close, and we do have one last very special presentation of the IAF Hall of Fame Award, and for that, I would like to call forward the Vice President for Honors and Awards, Dr. Kibe, wherever you are. There you are.
Good morning or good afternoon. And, can you hear me? Okay. Yes, and but actually it's not me. It's Dr. Bestholder to this guide that is induction ceremony. I'll hand over the my preparation.
Thank you, Dr. Kibe. When the Hall of Fame Award was created 3 years back, I saw the announcement, and then I decided I would become volunteer to be the chairman of the subcommittee for the Hall of Fame. And I saw there would be a strong competition with these type of business. When you are a volunteer, you're welcome, as you can imagine. So I was nominated, I was elected to be the president for the Hall of Fame. And I must say that I've seen a number of excellent people dedicated to IAF, dedicated to astronautics, and I'm really very glad that I chair this thing to see some exceptional people in the Hall of Fame that you can connect to the IAF site, and you will see this strong gallery of excellent people. I would like Dr. Carl Deutsch, to introduce our awardee, Bernd Foribacher. because he's known him as he was the president of IAF, and he was Bern was the head of the executive. So please, please, Mark, can you say a few words about that?
So Bernd, where are you? Please come. What a pleasure it is for me to be able to say a few words about Bernd. A physics professor, deals with weightlessness, and sometimes I worry if he's taking it too far. Very much involved in comet research, the Rosetta program, Philae. He's made significant contributions in the space field, but he's also recorded them for us in the form of books and reports. For this we're very grateful. But as well as that, as well as these scientific functions, as a physicist, he took on the administrative functions of the IAC by becoming the IAF president for 4 years. And during his tenure, the Federation and the IAC both grew to the sort of levels that we are seeing now. So it is with great pleasure that I'm able to say that Bernd Feuerbacher well deserves to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Now, this being said, it's my pleasure to hand over the diploma to Bernd. Congratulations, Bernd. I've known you for several years, and you truly deserve it. Congratulations.
This is fantastic. Thank you very much. This is really overwhelming for me, and it's a great, great honor for me to be part of such a distinguished group of people in this famous Hall of Fame. But the very special thing that I'm really happy about is that I got this award here at this occasion when the SGAC was awarded for the Gender Prize. And I tell you why. A little story. 15 years ago, Bremen, IAC. I was the IPC co-chair. And as one of the functions, I asked one of our astronauts, Ernst Messerschmidt, who will be speaking this afternoon here in the big hall, to organize an astronaut session. And Ernst looked very serious to me, and he said, look, I'm not really interested. The IAC is a gray-haired congress, and it's not interesting for me. He finally came, and as you notice, he's still here. And why? There's a change. There's an enormous change. At 15 years ago, it was really a gray-haired congress. Today, we just learned it's 50% of the young people joining us. And I think this is such a big step forward, and it's just SGAC that was absolutely crucial to this. It was the first contact starting at this time. We got closer, and now SGAC is a partner. And I'm so happy about this, and that makes this award even more valuable to me. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that closes our lunch. Please join us at 4 o'clock this afternoon for the afternoon session of Diversity Day. And we will have awards then for WIA Europe and also the Young ESA SGAC Diversity Award. Thank you.